Tumetoka katika hii impeachment ya Gavana Kawira Mwangaza, na ningependa kwa heshima kubwa MCAs wachukue hii kama funzo. Wasifikiri kwamba wakiamka tu waseme gavana lazima aende, ataenda. They are not referring the matter to imbeciles. They are referring the matter to Senate, which is a sober upper house for not only debating and considering, but reflecting on issues. Waheshimiwa MCAs, msifikiri nyinyi mlipigiwa kura kuwa majapara ya governors. Ati mnasimama hapo na fimbo, mnasema wewe governor usipofanya namna hivi tutakuondosha mamlakani. Never. You are first and foremost elected to oversight the performance of the governor and his government. 2, you are elected to form laws that can make county governments to perform. So when you run all over the place, you are blackmailing governors because you want a ward development fund, you are missing it. MCAs, you should come and talk to us so that out of national legislation, we be able to play around with the constitution so that it can allow for ward development fund. Right now, as we speak, the monster called CDF has been declared unconstitutional and illegal. So there's nothing that will stop the courts from finding the same determination about ward development funds. Sit with us. We propose a proper legal instrument that can lead to the amendment of the constitution so that ward development funds become constitutional and legal. Number 3, MCAs, you must know that impeachment is merely one of the tools at your disposal, and it should not be used to your own advantage. We know in some of the cases, in fact, majority of the cases, MCAs harass governors because they want to tease them for the governor to succumb and give them money. This we have decided as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya will not happen. We are going to protect governors from greedy MCAs. And MCAs, if you have any doubt that you are being unreasonable, then you must know and be reminded that the same powers of impeachment that you are enjoying now, the Senate has against the President of Kenya. The National Assembly has against the President of Kenya. But from 2013, when the new constitution came in force, no single motion of impeachment against a sitting president has come, because it has to be exercised cautiously. It is a matter of grave national importance for you to move to remove the president. We want the same culture to apply to governors, and so that when MCAs come to ask us as Senate that remove this governor, we have clear-cut grounds which we can rely on to agree with them. So MCAs, tunamheshimu, and we're going to protect you. We'll fight for you to get what you deserve, but please take advantage of the Senate. That is the house of the senior leaders of this country. It is not by accident that me, who has been in politics for over 20 years, Wetangula, who has been in politics for over 25 years, we are in the Senate. It is because that is the station. Take advantage of us. We are sorry. We think we are good enough to help you. Take advantage of us. This is the month for people to go to school. I want to appeal to Governor Barasa to avoid putting up a stage which looks like he is setting up voters against MCAs. Currently, he's giving 2 million shillings zenye MCAs wanastahili kutumia kufadhili masomo ya watoto katika ward. That is too little. We do not have a shortage of schools. We do not have a drought of students in any of our wards. So when you give 2 million shillings to the MCA of Idaho Central, Butoto Central, and Isuka Central, wards that are massive, you are telling him that if equity must play its part, each child should get between 600 and 800 shillings. Surely, if you give a bursary of that amount of money, how are you helping the child? I want to appeal to Governor Baraza that we have 60 wards, 60 wards, 60 only. And if you give each ward 10 million shillings, that is only 160 million for bursary. That is nothing compared to the size of the budget, compared to the shareable revenue that Baraza will be getting for the next 5 years. We want to see every ward getting a minimum of 10 million shillings for bursary so that watoto wetu wakae kwa shule wasome. And on the strength of this, I'm urging parents not to be attracted by the allure of boarding schools. Wewe ukipeleka day schools, and most of our schools are doing very well. You take a child in a boarding secondary school, be prepared to pay the school fees. But if you take him to a day school and we have 10 million shillings available, all our children will go through the school. Wale masenators wenye wamekuwa wakisema hii maneno, nimekuwa nikiwaona, nikiwasikiza, nikiwa nje ya seneti. Ukisoma katiba ya Kenya, Article 94, Article 95, and Article 96, and Article 97, there is no evidence that the National Assembly has got more powers than the Senate. So the senators wenye wamekuwa kiteta hii maneno ni wale wenye walikuwa na ndoto kwamba kwa sababu MPs walikuwa wana control CDF, ingekuwa bora kama wao vile kama senators wangekuwa na kitu yenye inafanana na CDF. If you ask me, CDF should go away completely. 2, senators should never be allowed to handle a county CDF-like structure. Instead, the government should put funds at the disposal of members of parliament and at the disposal of senators yenye wanaweza tumia kufanya oversight. Tuwe na oversight fund for Senate na oversight fund for the National Assembly. So that when the member of parliament for Lurambi wants to oversight the government, he has at his disposal capacity to help him rely on reports from professionals to audit ongoing government projects and programs in his constituency. But when you ask an MP to start building toilets and building schools, he is now behaving as if he's part of the executive. This is what is making it difficult, and because the bad manners were allowed on MPs, now senators who don't want to focus on their work are saying, we wish also the bad manners were extended to us.
Usingiria, ha?
Various stakeholders kutoka Idaho, kutoka Isoha, kutoka Mtoto, kutoka wapi katika hii county wamekuwa wakituomba sisi kama viongozi fedha yenye walikuwa wanatumia ili wafadhili celebrations za culture. I want to ask Governor Baraza to make a budget next year so that the celebrations of our rich culture are not at a cost to leaders. County government of Kakamega has a ministry on culture. This should be part of the activities, and it's not too much money. They should be able to budget for it so that it is meant to be more participatory and more affordable and more colorful. This business of Luya counties having separate cultural days is furtherance of the elusive Luya unity. If we want to be united politically, it is more hygienic if that unity starts with the way we do our domestic things, culture being the most important. I therefore want to appeal that we find common ground, all the cultures of the Abaluya people to be celebrated only on one day at Muliro Gardens. That way, we shall be sending a message of oneness, a message of unity, a message of a one people.